Alright, this is Henry again, and today I'm going to be doing a review of the 1:144 scale high grade Gundam AGE-1 Normal. So here is a look at the front of the box. If you want to see a more in-depth look at the box, you can go back and watch my unboxing video where I'll look at the contents as well. But this is what the model kit will look like snapped together straight out of the package. This is with no paint, no panel lines, just purely snapped together. And it actually looks pretty nice. The color separation isn't perfect. There are a few parts that aren't in the correct colors, like the A on the chest and the knees, and the, I guess, camera on the forehead. But they give us stickers for those parts, but you can also paint those if you desire. Now, as far as stuff you get in this kit, you obviously get a 1:144 scale Gundam AGE-1. You get a shield. You also get the DOTS rifle, which is the beam rifle for the AGE-1. You get 2 beam saber handles that are located on the side skirts, but you get 4 clear pink blades, you get 2 long blades, and 2 short blades. You also get an extra outstretched hand for the left arm. We also get a set of stickers. We get a sticker for the forehead. This little green sticker will go on the back of the head. We get a sticker for the eyes, for the A on the chest. These 2 large black stickers will go on the knees. And then we get a sticker for the scope of the beam rifle. Alright, and after applying the stickers, they do actually look pretty nice. As you can see, we've got the sticker right there in the chest, which has a nice metallic look to it, so it looks nice. Also, we've got stickers for the eyes and the forehead, camera on the back of the head, and then on the knees there. And of course, can't forget the scope for the beam rifle. So, since I'm unable to paint temporarily, I'm going to go ahead and review this kit unpainted. So this won't be like some of my more recent reviews where I show it off unpainted first and then show it off after I painted it. So this will be a completely unpainted review. But I will come back and paint it later, so just keep an eye out for that. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into articulation. We got a double jointed neck. It's on a double ball joint where the whole neck is actually just a polycap. We've got a double jointed neck where the neck is actually just a single polycap with a ball joint on each end. So it can go 360 and look up and down and side to side and all that good stuff. The shoulder joints, there's actually a joint in the torso and then a joint that actually connects to the shoulder. Much like on your newer high grades. And it's going to be able to go forward and back like so. If you bring the arm forward, you can go a little bit further. Also, it can go up and down about that much. Then rotate 360, the arm can come out. The shoulder armor is actually attached to the arm rather than just being kind of freestanding. There's 360 below the shoulder. The elbows have a double joint and can get pretty much a 180 degree bend. It's not a perfect 180, but that's just because of the design of the arms. And then the wrists, of course, like most high grades, are going to be on a ball joint. For the lower torso, you've actually got a double ball joint for the lower torso. Let me pull this off. You got a ball joint here, and then a ball joint at the waist. So you've got lots of forward and back and side to side, and of course you got 360. The side skirts are on ball joints, but kind of like on the 00 Gundam high grades, they do tend to pop off sort of easily, so you might want to be careful about that. The back skirts do go up and down. They're one piece, but with a little bit of careful cutting and maybe a little modification, you could make them separate. The front skirts are one piece as well, but you could easily make these separate. like on many of their newer high grades, it's basically just two ball joints that are connected together, and you could just snip those in half and have the front skirts move independently. Alright, for the waist, we've actually got a peg rather than a ball joint for the hip joint. It's going to be able to go forward and back, you know, as far as the skirt arm will let it. It'll go out pretty much as far as you could possibly need it to. You've got 360 below the hip. Also, we've got this this thing, not really sure what to call that joint, but they've been doing that since Gundam 00, and it's in Gundam AGE as well. Also, there's a little plug there for the action base, but I'll show you that later. The knees can bend a full 180. And the ankles, let's see, we got a peg with a little polycap that'll go forward and back at the top. And a ball joint, actually a ball joint that's like on a little rocker hinge, so really, really good ankle articulation. That's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, no, yeah, 4 joints for the ankle. So the ankle's not going to have any problem moving anywhere you need it to. And the ankle armor is on a ball joint that's connected to the ankle joint. If you've built the high-grade O Gundam, it's the exact same joint that's on that kit. So the ankle armor is quite movable as well. And one last thing I forgot is this large thruster in the back is on a ball joint, so it can wiggle around as well. Alright, so that about does it for articulation, I think. Now let's get into the accessories. Now I guess we'll start off with the arguably the most important accessory that a Gundam will come with, is its beam rifle, or the DOTS rifle as it's called in Gundam AGE. And basically it has I think 3 different configurations as far as I can tell from the manual. You've got this basic configuration right here. Well, he'll hold it and fire away, and also you can take this off, rotate it 90 degrees so that the scope is on top. You've got a little handle right here that will pull out, and you can have the AGE-1 use it like so. And with the fantastic posability on this kit, you'll find that it has no problem whatsoever holding on to the beam rifle with both hands. Now, one more configuration it has is that you can just take this front part off altogether, and it forms kind of like a little beam pistol, I guess, almost sort of similar to the Genoace's little beam pistol that it's got. So that's about it for the DOTS rifle. Now there is a little latch on the back skirt that you can open up like so, and Too Old for Toys actually showed this off in his review as well, that apparently it's not for the DOTS rifle because there's really nothing to connect it onto. The only part that'll even fit in this little clamp is the small beam rifle, the small handle that flips out. And even then, it only fits on one side, and it's just not going to go in. So apparently, this little clamp on the back skirt is for something else. Probably for either the Sparrow or Titus versions of the AGE-1. Now, the AGE-1 also has a shield, like most of the Gundams. Here it is. It's almost looks kind of like something from Gundam 00 on the front of the shield, and then on the back it's mostly gray. You've got a little peg here that's on a polycap that'll rotate 360. And there's a plug on the back of the arm that you can plug that into like so. It stays in place just fine. There's one on each arm, by the way. And you can actually put it on the side of the arm, and the way you do that is this bottom section of the arm you slide off, rotate 90 degrees, and slide it back on. And now the connection for the shield is on the side of the arm. And I thought that was actually a pretty clever way of being able to mount the shield on the side or the back. So it really leaves it up to the modeler's preference rather than just having it one way or the other. So it was a pretty nice touch. And of course, what Gundam would be complete without beam sabers? The AGE-1's beam sabers are located in the side skirts here, but you'll find that they are kind of difficult to get out. In fact, you're probably not going to be able to get them out without using a little tool. You can actually just take the beam saber blade, and there's a kind of a hollow part on the back. You can just poke the blade through, and the handle pops out like so. And like I said earlier in the review, you've got two short blades like so, and you've also got two long blades that you can use. And there's a quick comparison of the short versus long blade, and they just slide right into the hand, and they seem to be pretty stable. Obviously no problems holding the beam sabers at all. And of course we can't forget our open palm for the left arm. And when you get all of the weapons and accessories attached, the AGE-1 can use them all at once, and with his really good posability, you can put him in some really dynamic poses. Now, one last feature that I mentioned earlier is that there's a little plug down here which can be removed. You'll probably have to take an X-Acto knife or a small screwdriver or something of that sort and just pry it out, and that'll expose a hole which can fit onto an action base 2, like so. But also you can fit it on an action base 1 because it also comes with the same connector. And I think you'll find that the AGE-1 fits on the action base 2 just fine. And before we finish up, I'll do a couple of comparisons. First, we'll compare the AGE-1 to its, I guess, predecessor, the RX-78-2. And the AGE-1 isn't the only Gundam that's based on the RX-78-2. Almost every Gundam series has at least one mobile suit that's based on the RX-78-2, but sometimes it's more apparent than others, and in this case you can really kind of see the resemblance there, with the exception of the giant A on the middle of the chest there, and the shield is going to be different, but overall they are pretty similar. Also, design-wise, I think the O Gundam is pretty similar to the AGE-1. In fact, I think if you just take the O Gundam and the RX-78 and put them together, change up a few things, you've got pretty much a good base for the AGE-1. And just for the hell of it, here's the Double O Gundam compared to the AGE-1 as well. So that about does it. For my review of the high-grade Gundam AGE-1 Normal, and this is a pretty good kit. It's the first kit in the Gundam Age model kit line, and I think it sets a pretty good standard for the kits to follow. As far as weapons and accessories go, it is kind of light. It's just got the bare minimum beam rifle, shield, beam sabers, but then again, with the Titus and Sparrow upgrades, that sort of makes up for it, even though those are completely separate kits. You'll have to buy those separately. But overall, the stuff that you do get is done really nicely. The articulation is top-notch. It's just as good as, in my opinion, it's just as good as articulation in the high-grade Double O Gundam and O Gundam. And I just think this kit is a really good example of how Bandai's model making engineering is improving as the years go by. So that about does it for this review, and with that, I'll see you guys next time.